Hello everybody, welcome back. In the last video, I mentioned the inverter in the RV failed. We'll leave it at that. I want to run down to Love's today and see what they have, but it reminded me of my very first inverter. Okay, this thing, plug it into a cigarette lighter, and then it has one port. It has one 10 outlet port on it. It's only 90 watts. But so things have evolved since then. I use a little more power than I did back in the day. Funny thing is, I still, for one particular task, I still use this little inverter to this day, like on a daily basis too. It runs the rear TV. But anyway, I really like the selection. You know, if you're out on the road and you want something like right now, you know, a lot of truck stops or travel centers, you know, have a lot of pretty good selection, a lot of electronics, a lot of different size inverters. I want to go down to Love's today and look at a couple. Now, there's something else that's going on. Actually, there's two other things going on. You won't believe what I finally bought. Maybe I'll get to that. Maybe I'll surprise you later. It's something I've been meaning to get for a long time. I finally got it. Finally ordered it. This the issue with the bounder. Some of you have noticed lately that the bounder is starting to get loud again. Yes, the donut gaskets are going bad. Now, it's not the exhaust manifold gaskets. That was a solid repair. Those are good. It's the next seal downstream is the donut gaskets. Some refer to them as some places refer to them as exhaust flange gaskets, and they're these things, or donut gaskets. Now, I know some of you have tried to be helpful and try to look up, you know, a better quality one or the right ones or something for it. I appreciate the time you took to do that, but you know, I'll tell you what, I should have at the time gave better information. They are these. They are Pro part number 60584 is what fits the bounder. And the thing is, these days, you know, that's old school. Okay, that thing's 30 years old. They don't make 454s anymore. They kind of made now what's available are these. It's kind of general purpose, whether it's in something big and heavy like an RV or a passenger car like a Chevelle, or maybe some of the big station wagons and older pickup trucks and the Suburbans had these. Bella, get over here. Come on, this way. Come on, girl. Come on, this way. Get over here. Come on, get over this way. Over there looking for a place to do her business. Back to the donut gaskets. There used to be several grades available. High Performance Shop used to carry better ones. I was talking to an old race guy that I know back in Pennsylvania. He's been racing since the 1950s. He's been around a while. He still races today. He has a pro stock. It's a fast car, okay? I was talking with him and he said, you know, back in the day, and I can remember this when I was pretty young, you know, headers on street cars it was against the law. Couldn't run headers on a street car back in the day. And the high performance engines that the race guys back then were doing for just even their street cars, they used to go to the speed shop and they used to make ceramic ones, because he said their high performance Chevelles and whatever, sticking a big block, you know, Camaro and that sort of thing. They used to burn these things out all the time because of all the extra heat, because they, really hop the engines up. In racing, it makes a lot of heat. Hey, the bounder climbing big mountains, believe me, it's working hard. It's making a lot of heat. It burns out these kind of general purpose, these things. So, I don't know. I need to do more homework. I actually need to, I've called around auto parts stores and such, and I've looked at Summit Racing, but I think I need to actually go a step further and call Pro. another company, Mr. Gasket, call around and talk to their tech support, and see if they're, and just dig deeper, look harder. They've got to still be out there somewhere. Somebody's got to make better ones. So that's the story on that. And the thing is, this has, the shinier part there is the donut, is the sealing surface, but on this side is that metal or steel. It's a locating sleeve that slides up into the exhaust manifold. So it has to have the steel sleeve. It's 2.5 inch outside diameter. 2.5 inch outside diameter slides up into it, and then that sealing surface, solid, maybe stainless or solid steel or ceramic. I need better wood. So I'm getting ready to put these in. They'll, 3, 4, 5,000 miles, it'll be time again. By then I hope I find something. Better. What was you doing over there? Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. So that I hope to tackle. Anyway, I finally ordered that part for the generator. I've been in contact with a fella, and he's certainly offered a lot of information, wanting to be helpful, but it comes down to it, I absolutely 100% certain know that the problem is in that regulator. I've isolated each wire. It came down to, well, maybe there's a broken wire. I've dissected it far enough to be able to move each individual wire, and it's not them. It's in beyond that. If you grab the entire wire loom and move it, that the regulator actually flexes inside. That's where the connection is broken. So anyway, I didn't want to dissect it any further because I can't. That's the only way I still have to make it run, just for maintaining it. So I didn't want to dig into it and lose my only way of running it. It'll run for a while. That's good enough for now. Then it shuts down when the thing starts getting warm, and something in there expands, and if I squeeze it with a C-clamp, I can make it run again. Anyway, I got a new one ordered. It's I should have it by the 5th or the 6th of the month, I'm thinking, of November. And at that point, I'd be willing to dig into this one here and maybe make a repair and have it as a spare, or send it out, or something. But I just haven't been willing to tamper with it any further, because it's like I say, it's my only way to run it at all. So I appreciate the help, but that's where we're at with that. Anyway, I want to go down to Love's and look at some inverters. I know some of you are probably pretty well versed with inverters. Some of you that travel and boondock and such, that don't go to the campgrounds and have cut the cord and like just coming out, and you have solar and batteries and inverters and stuff. People that have cut the cord are more familiar. Cut the cord, not being tethered to a campground and relying on them and paying all that. When you're out here, you tend to have these systems to have power on your own. Some of you that aren't into this, you're just kind of into the exploration and sightseeing and stuff, maybe probably not as familiar with some of the selection from small to large of these inverter thingies. So then that's probably all we're gonna do today. We'll see. Here she comes. Come on, girl, come on. Dun, 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 dun. Good girl. Stop in here and see what Love's truck stop or travel stop has for inverters. So the inverter I have right now that failed is a 1500 watt inverter, and I don't even need that much inverter. I think the biggest appliance that I use at one time is my little coffee maker. It draws about 700 or 800 watts. So 1,000 watts would actually do it. They're both actually on sale. So I might replace the 15 with the 1,000. And I certainly don't need a 2,000 or 3,000. I mean, if you were going to run a bigger appliance or multiple smaller appliances at one time, you might need a bigger one. 175 watts. That would certainly run a laptop, a printer, I don't know, some small stuff. You might need that. Like my small one's only 90 watts and does that. You know, this 120 certainly would. It might need the extra power. Yeah, I wouldn't run much more than a laptop and a couple devices and a printer. Yeah, that stuff. These little ones will do all that. Ooh, there's one that would probably fit in a cup holder. Need it up front. And these 175 watts, well, maybe a step up if you have something else, maybe an e-bike or something. I don't know how many watts that draws exactly, but you get the idea. The more you charge, the more you need. I do have one of these 400 watt ones also. Yeah. This is just the installation kit. I don't know why, because they all come with cables. Anyway, more gadgets. These truck stops are pretty cool. A lot of these are universal. They'll fit. Where are they? They fit like 90% of all travel trailers out here. Yeah, these type. There's our LEDs. Most auto parts stores only carry these down here. They have the incandescent bulbs in it. I have seen a few LED ones at auto parts stores, but they mostly just carry these. And yeah, the LEDs are a little more expensive. But yeah, there's a bigger selection at a truck stop. And stuff. And more stuff. Tools. Yummy tools. Oh, tire beaters. Actually, I should get one of those. I like that. It's weird to see a Pittsburgh Steelers hat out here in Arizona. It's just kind of weird. Huh. Yeah. Kind of CB stuff. Remember CB radios? Let's see, tire repair stuff. Yeah, for being on the road, I mean, truck stops are, a good stop for RVers too. Absolutely. Bungee cord world. All things bungee. And fluids, car, truck, care, auto care center type thing. All the goodies for checking your tires. Yeah, I have all that stuff on board. And look at this, a 12 volt roaster, a 12 volt slow cooker. Yeah, see, cool RV stuff in here too, not just for truckers. Little vacuums and little refrigerators. I think this is 12 volt. Yeah, that'd be handy to have in a van, if you traveled in a van or a car. Even to go weekending in a, tent camping. Plug it into your car. And fans and, alright. I think we're good. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with this 1,000 watt. Yeah, my coffee maker is that's my biggest appliance. It draws 700 or 800. This 1,000 watt will cover that. And my laptop and a few things. That'll be fine. I need to get a camera mount. A phone mount for the motorcycle. Adapters, chargers. Every adapter and charger known to mankind is at these places. Yeah, I need one of these that has the handlebar grip. Chargers. Jeez, how many different kind of devices are out there? Really? And who doesn't need Mickey and Minnie as travel companions, right? That's kind of weird. Well, I think the rest of this is all just typical convenience store stuff. I grabbed my inverter. I did buy and pay for a 1,000 watt inverter. We're gonna get out of here. Bella's patiently awaiting. All right. Anyway, I like the, I like all the gizmos and gadgets, available there. Yeah, even the little ones for basics up to the big ones to run coffee pots and microwaves and hair dryers and toasters. Now where'd my dog go? All right, we'll be back soon. We got some other projects we're doing, cleaning, reorganizing, and messing with stuff. As always, thanks for coming along today. And as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.
Come on, get over here, girl. Da 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 da, good girl.